Welcome to Derby Date Night Tournament Edition. You are joining us for Lansing Roller Derby versus Cornfed Roller Derby, the third game of our Smalltown Smackdown Tournament of Champions tournament. I will let you know we don't have great access to see the scoreboard right now or who the jammers are, so this will be a little bit of an interesting stream as I am not going to be able to give you as accurate of commentary as I am typically used to. So that was 4 points for Lansing to Cornfed's 0. We thank you all for understanding that we sometimes have some technical difficulties, and right now we are having them. This game is the first game for both Cornfed and Lansing in this tournament. All right, Murderino is jamming for Lansing Roller Derby and has established themselves as lead jammer. We've got Addie jamming for Cornfed and is about 5 seconds behind Murderino. Absolutely fabulous jammer name there for Lansing. And they are gonna just score a few points and call the jam. All right, Lansing is getting almost established as lead jammer, but got pushed to the inside. Looks like Alexecutioner is jamming for Cornfed and will establish herself as lead jammer. Jamming for Lansing is Froxen Mad for Lansing. Alexa is coming through in just on her first scoring pass. And that jam is called, but not before Cornfeds can score. Looks like 2 points. We are not going to be able, because we don't have access to the scoreboard, we are not going to be able to show you the score as well as we typically are, so I will try to do a good job of keeping you updated with the score, which currently is Lansing 6 and Cornfed 2. All right, Miss Adventure is jamming for Cornfed, getting pushed to the inside. Lansing, we've got Slam Cakes jamming for Lansing, and going into turn 3, it looks like we don't have, nope, they are going to be established as lead jammer. So Lansing is controlling this jam as Miss Adventure is attempting to nice attempt at an apex jump there. Unfortunately not successful and forced to recycle and go to the back of the pack. Great job by Amy, pushing Lansing Jammer out to the outside and forcing a track cut. So Slam Cakes will be headed to the penalty box and will sit there for 30 seconds while Miss Adventure has passed the star to Boggs, who will now be the jammer for Cornfed. So because Slam Cakes went to the box when she was lead jammer, that means that this jam will go the full 2 minutes, and Boggs will have to jam the whole time because Boggs was the pivot. She's got nobody to pass that star to. Making it through there for 4 points. All right, Slam Cakes is out of the box and back in. And is headed back to the penalty box, it looks like. So Slam Cakes will start this next jam in the penalty box. So Cornfed will have an opportunity to start this next jam with a power jam. Currently the score is 9-9, Lansing to Cornfed. So we got ourselves a tie game. Adderall is jamming for Cornfed, and Lansing, we've still got Slam Cakes in the penalty box at this point, so Addie's going to be trying to establish herself as lead jammer before Slam Cakes can come out of the penalty box. Takes advantage of a little bit of a pile-up to find some space on the inside and get that lead jammer status, so Addie will be coming around on her first scoring pass as Slam Cakes is exiting the penalty box. Addie calls the jam to freeze Slam Cakes in the penalty box. Oh, no, wait, she got released, it looks like. So Slam Cakes was released, which means we will start with both jammers at the beginning of the next jam. After that jam, it looks like I'm waiting for the score to update, and I will tell you what the score is once it updates. That's all I got for you. I'm going to make it sound as official as I can with the fact that we are dealing with we're running at about 50% technology-wise, but we're going to give you announcing, hopefully, to make it sound like we are running at 100%. And that's the kind of professionalism you get from Are You Kidding Me and Seriously and Derby Date Night. So like and subscribe, even when our stream is not to our standard. For Lansing, we've got, love this name, Sarah Sasson is jamming for Lansing and has established themselves as lead jammer, as it looks like Addie is in the penalty box. So she might have gone to the penalty box at the end of the last jam. That was the first scoring pass there, and so that is 4 points on the board for Lansing Roller Derby. Addie is now out of the penalty box and will be coming around. Sarah Sasson has gotten through successfully on a scoring pass. Looks like a penalty was called on a Lansing blocker, and Addie is able to get through on her scoring pass. Sarah Sasson is through and for another 4 points and calls the jam. Looks like that is now Lansing 21 to Cornfed's 10. Welcome again to the Smalltown Smackdown Tournament of Champions. You are joining us today for the third game of a two-day fantastic Midwest corny roller derby tournament of fun. And this is the first game for both Lansing and for Cornfed. Looks like Hunterino is jamming for Lansing, and I can't see who's jamming for Cornfed. Is that Alexecutioner? I think that's Alexecutioner jamming for Cornfed. And I meant Herterino, not Hunterino, Herterino. All right, Alexa getting forced to recycle. Hunter is getting stuck with a great tripod of Cornfed blockers just holding Hunter there. Hunter looked a little bit frustrated with something. Looks like we are going to be pausing for a short time out as someone has lost a mouth guard. The score right now is still, it looks like 21-10, Lansing to Cornfed. Thank you for the compliments on the camera coverage. We have got a great camera crew today. One of the children from Derby Date Night is at home and not getting paid by video games, but one of them is here. So we've got OMG here on one of our cameras. We've got one of our Children of the Corn. So one of the Children of the Cornfed skaters is doing our second camera, and we have a wonderful partner of one of our skaters who is on camera 3. So we really appreciate having all the camera help and are hoping we can give you good live manned cameras as much as we can during this tournament. And we really appreciate everybody's help. We're just taking a minute for the skater who lost their mouth guard to collect their bearings. but not their real bearings, because there are bearings in roller skates, and they're not actually collecting bearings from their skates. I mean, collect their bearings. But if you look on the screen, you will see that we have we have our tournament here. This is our Cornfed of Champions tournament bracket. So this morning we've already had 2 games, and Rock, Roller Girls of Central Kentucky, and South Bend both won their games, and they will both go on to play their second games later today versus who knows who, the winners of the next 2 games, which is this game, and then we will have another game in just a little bit between Chicago Style Roller Derby and Cape Girardeau. So looking forward to seeing who Rock and South Bend will play. On our second bracket, we have Louisville, which will be playing someone tomorrow morning, as well as Circle City, who will be playing someone tomorrow morning in our Aw Shucks bracket. Even though it's the bracket you go to after you lose the game, you get to be in a bracket called Aw Shucks, so I think we all win a little bit, because I would love to be in a bracket called Aw Shucks. And for those of you who have not joined us yet this morning, there will be corn jokes at every 50 points each team scores. So I've got a lovely collection of corn jokes to share with you today. So I apologize in advance, because these jokes are very corny. It is Father's Day weekend, so I thought dad jokes would be appropriate. So you're going to get some pretty good corn jokes. If you've got some of your own, don't hesitate to drop them in the chat. I've been enjoying really interacting with the chat today, and I really appreciate that you all are joining us for this fun weekend of roller derby. Thank you for all the great compliments in the chat. Really means a lot to us to have your support. And it's been just great hearing how much you all love it, and we love being able to bring roller derby to you from Indiana, and maybe someday a little bit beyond. But we just love being able to bring it to all of you, so that you can watch your favorite skaters, or even if you don't have favorite skaters, that you can develop your favorite skaters and find out who they are through watching our streams. So Cornfed Roller Derby is our host league. So this whole tournament is put on by Cornfed Roller Derby. They are also one of the teams participating in the tournament. They were established in 2010. They are also my home league. I started skating with them in 2014, I think. I am retired now, but clearly still involved. So they were established as the Cornfed Derby Dames, and have recently rebranded to become Cornfed Roller Derby. And this is their B team that is playing today. There are the Cornfed All-Stars and the Cornfed Muncie Misfits, and this is the B team that you are watching today. Lansing is a skater-run nonprofit 501(c) roller derby league, and they're committed to making the greater Lansing area an even better place to live in. They were also established in 2010. They call the northeast side of the greater Lansing area their home. In 2014, they did a brand, culture, and mission overhaul, and they devote themselves to a culture that embraces a positive and empowering environment, and simultaneously believe in being competitive and athletic. They really are a team and a family, and they really mean that. So as of October 10th, 2021, they also have a sub-team, the Lansing Junior Vixens, and they became one organization with East Lansing Roller Derby. So they merged a whole bunch of teams together, and starting January 1st, 2022, the teams transitioned into becoming Lansing Roller Derby, so that they were able to just become one team. Elamon, thanks for your comment. We will look into that and work to get that corrected. All right, it looks like we are going to be getting back to the action shortly here. Lansing currently in the lead with 21 to Cornfed's 10. I see a sweet Torture, former teammate of mine in the chat. Always good to see you, Torture. Love that you're watching. Shout out to you. I think Sarah Sasson is jamming for Lansing and has established herself as lead jammer. I think our jammer for Cornfed is in the box, Alexecutioner. Sarah coming through on her first scoring pass. Getting some offensive help from her blockers to get through on the inside line. Alexa is standing and will be coming out of the box shortly. Sarah getting a little bit stuck up in the blockers, is able to get through to score those 4 points. Alexa coming out of the box, finding a strong wall of Lansing skaters. Sarah coming in on another scoring pass, jumping around to score those 4 points. Alexa trying to stretch out that pack, looking for a little bit of offensive help, getting recycled as Sarah is entering the pack again on another scoring pass. Sarah getting a little bit stuck up in the pack this time as well. Push to the outside. Alexa pushing and is looking at, she passed the pivot panty to Wanda. One hit Wanda is now the jammer for Cornfed. Sarah sneaking through on the outside to score another 4 points. Wanda finding some space on the inside will now be the jammer for Cornfed. Sarah coming through. Let's see if she's going to keep running it or if she's going to have, is she going to give Wanda the opportunity to score any points? Looks like she is. Wanda finding some space on the outside. Sarah looking to the inside to try and find some space. Wanda getting pushed to the inside is forced to recycle as Sarah comes around on another scoring pass while Wanda resets. So at the end of that jam, it looks like we have 42 points for Lansing to Cornfed's 10. Miss Adventure jamming for Cornfed, and Herderino is jamming for Lansing. Both jammers getting a slow start here, and Miss Adventure is able to find that space to get out as lead jammer, but Herderino is not too far behind. Herderino passing Miss Adventure and forcing her to call it off before any points could be scored. So that is a scoreless jam, which means the score remains Lansing 42 to Cornfed 10. Again, you're joining us here with Derby Date Night. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We can be found on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Jordan Peters, I love One Hit Wanda as well, but I know you probably love her more because you're married to her. All right, number 12 for Lansing, that's Fox and Mad, who has established lead jammer status for Lansing, and Adderall is jamming for Cornfed. Addie also got out behind Fox and Mad, but was not able to score any points because Foxen called the jam before Addie could score any points, but not before scoring 3 points of her own. And Lansing is at 45 to Cornfed 10. All right. Slam Cakes is the lead jammer for Lansing. Alexecutioner jamming for Cornfed, getting chased down by some Lansing blockers, but able to get out. Slam Cakes entering the pack on her first scoring pass is able to, oh, Wanda tried to slow her down. She was able to score some points before Alexecutioner could come around and score any of her own. The score is now 49 to 10, Lansing to Cornfed. And with Lansing being at 49 points, that means we are only 1 point away from our first corn joke of this game. Okay, Misadventure is jamming for Cornfed. Sarah Sasson jamming for Lansing and establishing herself as lead jammer. Misadventure trying to pull that pack apart as much as she can as Sarah Sasson is re-entering the pack. Finding some space on the inside line to score 4 points. Misadventure taking off the jammer panty, passing it to Soulseeker, who will now be the jammer for Cornfed. Sarah Sasson is coming around on her second scoring pass, is able to get through as Soulseeker is going to be forced to recycle to the back of the pack. Sarah Sasson is coming around right now. It looks like 57-10 for those who need a score update. Soulseeker is getting pushed to the outside and forced to recycle as Sarah Sasson is re-entering that pack again, coming through for another 4 points. Jarmageddon from Lansing Roller Derby doing some great defense to really just continuing to hold Soulseeker there, and Soulseeker's working real hard to get through as Sarah Sasson comes through for another 4 points. Scores 65-10, Lansing. Soulseeker looking tired but not giving up as she continues to battle with Lansing blockers. Sarah Sasson coming around again on another scoring pass. Soulseeker just trying to push with brute strength to get through. Sarah Sasson finding space and getting through for another 4 points, 73-10. Soulseeker looking for some help from her offense, is probably a little grateful that that whistle was blown. Very successful jam for Lansing and Sarah Sasson. Great job for everybody in that jam. Right now we're looking at 73-10 Lansing. We have 13 and a half minutes left in this half. Boggs is jamming for Cornfed, and Murderino is jamming for Lansing. Both jammers getting a little bit stuck at the beginning of this jam, trying to find some space. Boggs pulling the pack to the front, has one more blocker to get past, establishes herself as lead jammer, and is out. Cornfed will be controlling this jam as Murderino is getting pushed to the inside line and being forced to recycle by US Amy. Boggs coming out, trying to find some space on the inside line, has to recycle just a little bit, but is able to come back through. Has to get past 2 Lansing blockers. Murderino still getting a little bit stuck, or Murderino past the star to the Mind Killer, pivot for Lansing, who will be the jammer for Lansing now. Boggs still getting a little bit trapped in the pack here. Is hoping to pull this pack apart, find some space on the outside, but then needs to find some more space and is just getting stopped by some blockers as the Mind Killer was able to get out. Boggs notices and calls the jam, but not before scoring some points for Cornfed. So the score is now 73-14. Pierce noticing the tractor trailer defense. I remember learning tractor trailer. It was always very fun to learn as a skater. I really enjoyed it because you've got both people there and really working hard. If one person can't close the door, maybe the other one can when you do that type of defense. Love seeing it. Fox and Mad on the jam line for Lansing and Adderall on the jam line for Cornfed. Wow, good walls here. Really great walls. Hard for both jammers to find any space. Everybody is really defensively focused right now. Fox and Mad getting recycled by One Hit Wanda from Cornfed. Addie getting pushed down a little bit towards the outside line. Neither jammer able to find much purchase. Fox and Mad finds a space and is established as your lead jammer for Lansing Roller Derby. Addie getting pushed to the inside. forced to recycle to the back as Fox and Mad is coming into the pack. Cornfed is resetting. There's a star pass. Adderall passed the star to Grizz. Grizz will now be your jammer for Cornfed. Fox and Mad taking a second to kind of revisit, figure out, get their bearings as Grizz has made it out of the pack, but is not going to have the opportunity to score any points as Fox and Mad is calling the jam. Current score 73-14. We have 10 minutes left in this half, and then we will take a 10-minute break, and maybe we can figure out some of the issues with the scoreboard. No promises, though. Since we are past 50 points for Lansing, that means it is time for a corn joke, and there is no technical difficulties with the corn jokes, so I should be able to find one for you. Okay, here's the puzzle. I'll tell you the answer after the jam. We peel and dispose of the outside, boil the inside, devour the outside, and dispose of the inside. What am I? I'll tell you the answer, well, sooner than that because it looks like we're having a timeout right now. So we peel and dispose of the outside, boil the inside, devour the outside, then dispose of the inside. If you know the theme of this tournament, I think you should know the answer. It's a corn cob. That's not really a joke. That's more of a fact. And it's very weird. Why do we do that to corn cobs? Yeah, they start dry. I don't know. You know, corn is good in so many different forms. Since we don't have any scores, I should definitely interact a little bit more with the chat. What is your favorite type of corn? I am definitely a corn on the cob type person. I love corn on the cob. My favorite is the corn on the cob at Animal Kingdom in Disney World. That is my very favorite corn on the cob ever. What kind of corn do you enjoy? Okay, we have about 30 seconds until we will start another jam. Current score 76 Lansing, 14 Cornfed, with 10 minutes remaining in the game. Executioner jamming for Cornfed and Slam Cakes jamming for Lansing. Nope, is that Slam Cakes? No, that's Sarah Sasson. Sarah Sasson is jamming for Lansing and has established herself as lead jammer. Executioner pushing as hard as she can. She's got a trio of Lansing blockers that is just hard to get through. This is a very strong tripod, and she is just pushing as best as she can. Sarah Sasson coming in on a scoring pass is able to dive around and get through to score 4 points. Executioner has passed the star to Rogue from Cornfed, who will now be the jammer for Cornfed. Rogue was able to get out and will now be coming in to potentially score some points. Big hit from Sarah Sasson to get through to score 4 points, leaving the score at 84 for Lansing to 14 for Cornfed. Okay, we've got some corn favorites. We have sweet corn from Destiny. Sweet corn, very good. And Kyle, I love your favorite corn, which is the corny jokes. That is a great type of corn as well. Seriously is shouting corn dog. I don't know if that's his favorite corn or if he's just saying corn dog for fun. But does that really count as corn food? Or does that count more as a type of a hot dog? Okay, Boggs with a grin, establishing herself as lead jammer. Very happy about that. Followed closely by Slam Cakes, who is also out of the pack. Looks like we're short a few blockers here. I think there's at least one Lansing blocker in the pack. Boggs is through, calls the jam after scoring 3 points. Let's see if Slam Cakes was able to steal any. I think she was. 3-3. So that was an even jam. So 87-17, Lansing Cornfed. Rogue is awesome. Rogue and I like to talk about the fact that when Rogue started, I actually taught Rogue to skate. Rogue is much better than I am and will always be, but I still remember the day I decided we would play milk jug hockey, and I realized how competitive Rogue was when she just went bananas being so competitive with the milk jug hockey. I decided not to do that for a while because they were still new skaters at the time. Fox and Mad is jamming for Lansing. Great job using her shoulders to push just as hard as she can. But unfortunately is being sent to the box. And so this will be a power jam for Cornfed and Adderall, who is lead jammer for Cornfed. So great opportunity here for Cornfed to score some points. Addie entering the pack on her first scoring pass, looking for some offensive help from Cornfed. Is able to get through to score 4 points, bringing Cornfed over 20. So they have 21 points now. Here comes Addie, but Slam Cakes is standing, so we'll be coming out of the box shortly and we'll be attempting to respond with points of our own. Addie pushed to the outside. I hear a penalty. I don't know who the penalty is on, but Slam Cakes is back in the game and is being pushed to the inside, being forced to recycle. Oh, Addie is being sent to the penalty box. So since she was lead jammer when she went to the penalty box, this jam will go the full 2 minutes. We have 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. Slam Cakes was able to get through. That was not a scoring pass, so she will not score points. Addie is back in, it looks like. Slam Cakes coming in on a scoring pass. That pack is being pulled apart. Penalty being called on a Cornfed skater. Slam Cakes takes that opportunity to see that hole and find some space. Score is 91 Lansing, 21 Cornfed. Addie getting through for another 4 points, which means that's 25 Cornfed. Both skaters looking a little tired, but we've still got 5 seconds left in this jam. Slam Cakes is going to try and score some points here. Addie's coming into the pack. Penalty called on somebody, but I don't think it was a jammer at the end of that jam. Score is 91-25 Lansing Cornfed. We have 5 minutes and 41 seconds left in this half. I was having a discussion with some of the officials earlier about whether or not these games were sanctioned, and we were not. I think there are a few games here that are sanctioned, but some of them are not. But I'm not sure which ones are and which ones aren't. I can try to get some clarifications later and see what I can find out for you. Herderino establishing herself as lead jammer. And is that Alexecutioner jamming for Cornfed? Getting a little bit stuck up and held by a very strong tripod here led by Toxic Shock from Lansing Roller Derby. Herderino re-entering the pack, has 2 Cornfed blockers to get through. Debbie Darko and Grizz doing a great job pushing. Herderino gets pushed to the inside line there as Daisy Doom is trying to provide some offensive help for Alexa, who is still on that initial trying to get out. Alexa has, this is physically just difficult. Toxic Shock providing some great defense there, forcing Alexecutioner to recycle as Herderino was able to get through to score some points there. Herderino coming around on another scoring pass. Alexecutioner has that jammer star off and might be looking for a pivot to pass that to. Herderino getting a little bit tangled up there, but is able to get through for 4 more points. I think bringing the score to 99 for Lansing. We've got, 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the half. Herderino scoring 4 more points, bringing us over the 100 mark for Lansing. Oh, that's okay. Herderino coming in to score another 4 points. I did not notice that Alexecutioner went to the penalty box, which is why things slowed down so much, but she is now out of the penalty box as that jam ends. Lansing 107 to Cornfed 25 with 3 minutes left in the half. With just under 3 minutes left in this half. Thank you again for your patience as we're trying to figure out these technical difficulties, hoping we can get updated scores for you in the second half. But we appreciate, I appreciate our camera people so much right now because we really are glad that we can still bring you that, hopefully, enough of the game that you're still able to see, even though we don't have the score as well. Boggs getting through and playing to the crowd as she gets lead jammer, but it looks like, I think that Slam Cakes is very, very quickly behind her. That pack has decided to speed up. They're going to make this not easy for these jammers to score any points because this has become a race. Boggs trying to get some points before Slam Cakes. Oh, this is fast. Boggs getting past all 4 skaters and calling that jam and able to do so with, oh, that was just beautiful. Slam Cakes was not able to get any points there. So 4 hard-earned points for Boggs with a score of 29 for Cornfed, 107 Lansing with 1 minute and 45 seconds left in this half. Don't forget to like and subscribe Derby Date Night on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We are in our 3rd game of the tournament this weekend. I've explained a little bit before that the seeding for this tournament was random. So really these first 4 games, and we're in game 3 of 4, are really anybody's game because there was no real rhyme or reason because it was a random draw for seeding. So this is where we're really finding out, how these teams stack up against each other. So we've already had 2 games this morning. Rock were victorious in their first game, and South Bend was victorious in their first game. They will both be playing again later tonight in the championship bracket, whereas Circle City and Louisville will be playing in the consolation Aw Shucks bracket. So the winner of this game will be, where's my thing? The winner of this game will be going on to play, are they playing tonight or tomorrow? Let's see. Game 3. We'll be going on to play, today at 4 p.m.? Wow. They're not going to have very much of a break. But the winner of this game will go on to play Rock at 4 p.m. today. And then the loser of this game will go on to play Louisville tonight at 8 p.m. I think we're paused for track repair at this point, so we should be resuming soon. Oh, I forgot. We went over 100, so that means a corn joke. What do we call 2 corn stalks which are best friends? I'll let you think on that one for a minute. 2 corn stalks who are best friends. What are they called? They are called earbuds. Get it? I don't know. I don't know how funny that is. I bet you the chat could come up with a better punchline for that one. We continue to be paused. I can't read the scoreboard, so I'm not sure if it is actually track repair or if this is an official timeout. The officials look seriously like they're discussing something, so I'm going to go with, I think it's an official timeout. But I don't know. We'll just wait, and then they'll tell us, or they won't tell us, and we'll just make guesses. There's a minute and 17 seconds left in this half with a score of 107 Lansing to Cornfed 29. So if you want to follow along online, we do have a digital program for this tournament. If you go find Cornfed Roller Derby on any of their social channels, you should be able to find a link to the digital program. That is also where you can vote for your fan favorite. So if you have a skater that is your favorite from a team, you can show them some love and vote for fan favorite over there. We will be awarding one skater from each team the fan favorite award at the end of the tournament. So you can find that on any of Cornfed's social media channels. As the jam begins, it looks like Sarah Sasson jamming for Lansing Roller Derby, establishing herself as lead jammer quickly. And Adderall is jamming for Cornfed, trying to find some space. Getting swept to the outside, looking for space on the inside as Sarah Sasson re-enters the pack on her first scoring pass. she's able to get through for those 4 points. Addie seeing some space on the inside, takes a little bit of a tumble. Yeah, I thought that. Okay. Low block called on a blocker from Lansing. That pack is starting to stretch out and go a little bit faster. Addie makes a star pass, or fakes a star pass. Not sure if she made it or faked it. Regardless, she made one now, and one hit Wanda is now the jammer of record for Cornfed as Sarah Sassen's coming around on another scoring pass. Lansing is at 116 to Cornfed's 29 as Wanda is going to be coming around on her first scoring pass. Jam clock is going to run out in 5 seconds, so this is going to be the last jam of the half. Sarah Sassen still controlling this jam. Wanda getting pushed to the outside and re-enters, getting called on a track cut right at the very end of that jam. She doesn't look super happy about it, but that means that she will start the second half of the game in the penalty box. So we will start the second half with I'm seeing an official review being called as well. So there's going to be an official review from Cornfed on that cut, which doesn't surprise me. I saw Wanda's face. I'm not sure if it was, I don't know. We'll see. So what's going to happen is Coach Kent is going to go to the middle, and he's going to ask for what I'm assuming, because I don't actually know, but I'm assuming he's going to ask for that cut to be reviewed, and we'll see whether or not Wanda will be starting the next half in the penalty box. Right now the score is Lansing 120 to Cornfed 32. I can feel my husband producer poking me and telling me things, and I am aware of that, but I'm also typing scores into the chat, so give me a second. There is a 10-minute intermission. Thank you for the poking on the shoulder. And so we will be back in 10 minutes after intermission, and I will let you know what happens also with that official review. See you in 10 minutes, and maybe we'll have a scoreboard. Maybe we won't. It's anybody's guess. It's a mystery. Tournament Edition. You are joining us for the second half of Lansing Roller Derby versus Cornfed Roller Derby, the third game of our two-day Smalltown Smackdown Cornament of Champions tournament. We've already had two games this morning. We had Rock, Roller Girls of Central Kentucky versus Louisville. Rock won that one, and we'll be playing again later today. And then we had Circle City Roller Derby versus South Bend Roller Derby. South Bend won that one, and we'll be moving on in the champions bracket later today. Right now, Lansing is at a score of 120 to Cornfed 32, and looks like at the end of the last half, there was an official review happening. One Hit Wanda had been sent to the box as a jammer. This jam has started with Wanda in the box, so I'm assuming that official review was that did not happen, and that was retained, so they kept that official review. While I have been talking, Sarah Sasson has established herself as a lead jammer and has gone on a skate around the circle at least twice, so I think that was the third one. So that will be 12 points scored by Lansing on that power jam, while Wanda is now out of the box as jammer for Cornfed. Wanda trying to stretch that pack out, trying to get a no pack called, while Sarah Sasson enters the pack and on another scoring pass to score another 4 points. Sarah Sasson is now out, but so is Wanda, and so she's going to enter the pack and gets pushed to the outside and calls the jam before Wanda can score any points. Current score is 136 to 32. Even though we have no access to the scoreboard, I do have access to cheese. And those of you who have listened to Derby Date Night in the past, you know how much cheese means to me. And so when we're having a hard time with technical difficulties, a good bit of string cheese can always cheer me up. So I am now enjoying string cheese, and technical difficulties just don't matter as much when I've got a little bit of cheese to keep me happy. Technically, we have cheese. For technical difficulties. This looks like another official review. I don't know what this one's for. No, there's no technical review. I do not. Technical cheese. There's no such thing as technical cheese. Technically, there is. Okay, I'm done. We're done. We're done with cheese and technical. Nope. So the winner of this game will go on to play Rock at 4 o'clock. That rhymed. Yeah, Iron Ham, shout out to the cheese. That's right. Have I managed to talk about cheese in almost everything we've done so far with Derby Date Night? I think I have. It's a good topic. But this week is all about corn. So this is our third game of the tournament, but we still have two teams that we have not seen play yet today, and that is Chicago Style Roller Derby and Cape Girardeau, who I ran into, and I asked them how you say Girardeau, and they said you can say it real Southern-like, Girardeau. And they also said they're from the Boot Hill of Missouri, and they have these fantastic accents, and I could just talk to them forever. So we've got a Southern team here in our Midwest tournament, bringing us some accent. And what kind of corn do they eat in the South? Corn pudding? I don't know. What? I'm sure that there are different regions enjoy different types of corn, you know? Like New England corn chowder is a regional delicacy. I'm not from the South, though, so I don't know what kind of corn. Wait, cornbread. Right? I'm just having a conversation with myself over here, trying to entertain you all during this long official review. But that's all right. We appreciate officials for what they're doing. I also talked to an official once who I guess they watched a game at one point and they were watching an official review and looked at their partner and they were like, wait, these things take a long time. When you're in the official review, it doesn't feel like it's taking that long. But when you're a fan watching the game, it kind of does. Kayla, we needed you a week ago because we were trying so hard to think of a name for the championship bracket. We were really proud of coming up with Aw Shucks for the non-championship bracket and could not come up with anything. The cream of the crop. My goodness. We will change our brackets. You have now named the championship bracket the cream of the crop. That is it. That's official. And because we are the ones who make our own bracket, you get to officially name it. Thanks, Kayla. I love it. The cream of the crop. It's amazing. Oh, yeah, brownie points. I've been giving out brownie points to people. So, Kayla, you will now get brownie points. And we do have brownie brittle over here. If you happen to be in the building or nearby, you can come over for your brownie brittle or just enjoy the fact that you've gotten some brownie points. Always fun to get brownie points. We can't give out any points like for the games. We can't actually influence anything. So we've decided to just give out brownie points of our own. I'm quickly running out of things to talk about during this official review. So it looks like the official review might be ending. We're going to be getting back to some roller derby soon. Time to get back to the action. The current score is 139 Lansing to 32 Cornfed. Boggs is jamming for Cornfed and is established as lead jammer. I think that's Herderino, who is out behind Boggs by about, I'd say, 7 seconds, as Boggs is entering the pack on her first scoring pass, trying to find some space on the outside, and calls the jam before Herderino can score any points. Boggs was able to get, it looks like, 3 points in that jam. Hopefully we have the right camera angle. I just don't know. All right, the jam has started. We have Rogue for Cornfed and Fox and Mad for Lansing Roller Derby. Fox and Mad establishing herself as lead jammer. Rogue trying to find her way through. Got to get past a couple Lansing blockers doing a great job of recycling to the front. Even though Rogue got past them, she had to get past them again because they recycled to the front. She was able to get out, but is not able to score any points because Fox and Mad called that jam off before she was able to score any points. The score is currently at 143 to 35. Kayla, you're about to get more than brownie points. You're going to get, like, amazing person of the tournament from us or something. I mean, you have been so valuable. Not only are you naming brackets and bringing coffee, it's just fabulous. Thank you. All right, Daisy Doom is jamming for Cornfed, and Slam Cakes is jamming for Lansing. Slamcake's getting a push from Misadventure to the outside, forced to recycle, but is recycling all the way to the penalty box. Not sure what happened there. It looks like a track cut has been called. Daisy Doom passed the star to Misadventure, who will now be the jammer for Cornfed, which means there is no lead jammer, and this jam will go the full 2 minutes as Misadventure comes around on a opportunity to score some points here in this power jam. Engages with the pack. Ooh, big hit from Lansing. I think that was Highland Kapow or Toxic Shock, I'm not sure. We are going to be pausing real quickly for an injury timeout. Thank you for your patience. And we are back with Derby Date Night. The skater was able to return to the bench on her own skates. So skate, feet, one of those. And we will be resuming play in just a minute, but it looks like the refs are also discussing something. So there might be an official review happening as well. So thank you for your patience. The score is currently Lansing 145 to Cornfed 38. Again, this is the third game of a 12-game tournament, and the winner of this game will go on to play Rock at Roller Girls of Central Kentucky at 4 o'clock. And the loser of this game will go on to play Louisville tonight at 8 p.m. And we currently have 25 minutes left in this half. The next game is supposed to start in 30 minutes, so I'm guessing we're going to be running at least a half hour behind on this tournament. If you want to see the entire tournament schedule as well as bios of the players, you can go to any of Cornfed's social sites and be able to see a link to our digital program where you can find out all the information you need to know about this weekend. All right, as the jam begins again, Boggs is jamming for Cornfed. Big hit from Lansing. Beautiful, beautiful hops. Thunderstruck, I think, from Lansing was the blocker on that one, and did a great Toxic Shock. Did a great job hitting Boggs, but Boggs was able to stay in to continue to be lead jammer and to now score some points. Slamcakes, I think, might have stole some points there at the end of that jam. Let's see. Cornfed at 42 to Lansing 145. That was such a pretty jam. We currently have 42 people watching the stream. 42, my favorite number, former Derby number. All right, Rogue is jamming for Cornfed, and Sarah Sasson is jamming for Lansing. Sarah Sasson out as lead jammer. Rogue looking for some offensive help from her team. It is a tough blockers from Lansing, really just holding. Rogue is trying to pull this group apart. Sarah Sasson has been sent to the penalty box. Rogue taking a big hit to the outside. It's being forced to recycle. And that hit looks like it did lead to a trip to the penalty box for that Lansing blocker. That is the third Lansing blocker to be sitting in the penalty box. So Rogue has, there's one jammer, two blockers in the penalty box. So Rogue had two Lansing blockers to get around, was able to do so, and will now come around on a scoring pass. Sarah Sasson is standing, so she will be out of the penalty box in less than 10 seconds. Rogue just has to get past these two blockers, is able to do so to score 4 points, bringing Cornfed's total to 46. Sarah Sasson is out of the penalty box. Is able to get around the Cornfed blockers as Rogue enters the pack again. Gets some offensive help from Amy and tries to call the jam, but realizes she is not lead jammer. There is no lead jammer, so decides to play some defense and hits Sarah Sasson off to the inside. Sarah and Rogue both on scoring passes right now, both getting a little bit tangled up in the pack. Current score, Lansing 149 to Cornfed 46. Both jammers resetting just a little bit. Trying to pull this pack apart. That pack is not moving very fast. Rogue trying to sneak around with her famous bean dip, dipping under the blockers to get around and to score those 4 points. Sarah Sasson is sitting, it looks like, in the penalty box again. And will be starting the next jam in the penalty box. So Cornfed has reached 50 points to Lansing's 152. We are behind on corn jokes at this point, so I will need to do some corn jokes, but first I'm going to update the score in the chat. And I know I owe you a couple corn jokes, so they're coming, don't you worry. Daisy Doom jamming for Cornfed on this power jam, doing a beautiful spin to stay in bounds and establish herself as lead jammer. Daisy Doom is retiring after this season, so this will be her last tournament. So definitely enjoying every piece of derby that she gets to play this weekend. Taking a hit from 22 Jarmageddon on Lansing, but able to stay in bounds as Sarah Sasson re-enters the pack. As she comes out of the penalty box, is able to get through, and that was not a scoring pass, but this next time she comes around, she will be eligible to score points. Daisy working to push through these strong Lansing blockers as Sarah Sasson comes around to score 4 points. Penalty called on a Lansing blocker, looks like, and a Cornfed blocker, both headed. That box is getting a little full of both of blockers from both teams. Daisy calling the jam. Score currently 54 to 156. That is a fairly full penalty box. So we will be starting the next jam with, I think, 2 jammers, but we will also only have 2 blockers from each team out on the track. And there are 20 minutes left in this game. Okay, time for a joke. Just plain popcorn? You can do better than that. That's a good joke. And I love popcorn. Ooh, that might be my favorite type of corn too, popcorn. That's a tough one. Boggs jamming for Cornfed, and Herderino jamming for Lansing. Boggs is out as your lead jammer, but close behind is, I think that's Herderino. I'm going to double check. Yep. So Boggs through for 4 points. Herderino getting hit to the outside, having to recycle. Boggs coming around again. This pack is really stretched out, so Boggs and Herderino both doing their best to weave through these packs as best as they can. Boggs calling the jam, but not before. Cornfed goes to 60 points with Lansing at 160. Cornfed definitely trying to cut into this lead and is really responding with some more points of their own this second half. Another timeout, it looks like, has been called. Track repair? So, track repair. I still owe you all 2 more corn jokes. So, did you hear about the corn stalk that changed careers? He went into a different field. I like that one. Also, I'm laughing at these jokes not because I have not seen them before. They were given to me by, husband, technical producer, person who does all things, Mr. Seriously, who provided me with jokes. So I'm seeing them for the first time just like you guys are. Okay, do we still have 20 minutes left? I can't see the scoreboard from here. Again, I'd like to give a big, huge shout out to our camera helpers. One of our sons, OMG, is helping out, as well as Preston, who's one of the sons of our skaters and coach, actually Coach Kent and US Amy. Preston and these kids actually have grown up together. One of our advertisements on Instagram was Preston and our younger son, who's not here today, and we've watched them grow up together because they're teenagers now, and when we first started, like they were 5 when I first started roller derby. So it's been a lifetime. Slam Cakes is lead jammer for Lansing, but Rogue got out almost at the same time and is now in front of Slam Cakes, and Rogue is doing one of her favorite things, which is jammer on jammer, like defense. So, and the pack has decided to speed up and make this hard on the jammers, so we're just going to have a race, it looks like, as both jammers approach the pack at the same time. Slam Cakes tries to grab some points. A little bit of tension between skaters and refs, but everybody's going to take a break and we're going to just reset for the next jam. Is that an official review, I think, again? Cool. I'm going to run out of things to talk about at some point here. No, I think I already have.
We've got a lot of games left, too.
I know. This is only the 3rd game of 12. I'm going to need to, like, find some random topics at some point. The most games I've ever done in a day is 2. So when did I do 3? No.
Oh,
No, I didn't announce the beginning of that one. We didn't announce the junior game, so. It's fine, we're fine. Okay, so I've talked about 2 of our camera people, but our 3rd one is Mark, who is the partner of one of the Cornfed skaters, and he is doing a fabulous job, and we just really appreciate it. I mean, this is just volunteer, and we really appreciate people helping and supporting our stream as we, try to bring roller derby to as many people as we can, and hope that you enjoy watching our streams here from this tiny little random Midwest town of Muncie, Indiana, which we're not that tiny and not that random because we are the beautiful, luxurious Muncie, Indiana. Those who know who Ray Toffer on TikTok is know exactly what I'm talking about when I welcome you from beautiful, luxurious Muncie. But we are the home of Bob Ross. It's Garfield from here, around here. Yep, Garfield. And the Ball Jar, which is also the origin of the name of Ball State University. I mean, Muncie's got some stuff. Muncie can be kind of cool. Sometimes. What? Oh, Muncie was also, an upside-down map of Muncie is the map of the city of Pawnee from Parks and Recreation. That's another good Muncie fact. Parks and Recreation is based on our town. I don't know if that sells it or not. Looks like a new jammer for Lansing. I can't tell who that is, but they are lead jammer for Lansing. Andy Wardall is jamming for Lansing and is lead jammer and doing a great job making their way through. Daisy Doom is the jammer for Cornfed and currently having a conversation while she sits in the box with the pivot from Lansing. So looks pretty, she's standing, so she's got less than 10 seconds left on that penalty. Andy Warhol is slowed down for the first time in this jam by a tripod of Cornfed blockers as Daisy Doom re-enters. Score right now 168-62 with 17 minutes left in the period. Daisy has now re-entered and is getting pushed to the outside and recycle. Ooh, that was a beautiful recycling by Lansing there. Just like a waterfall of recycling. That was great. But Daisy unfortunately had to, come through all of that because they were able to pull her quite far back. As Andy Wardall continues to push, is getting a little bit stuck behind these 4 Cornfed blockers. The jam comes to an end, but not before both skaters have scored some points there. The score is now 171 Lansing, Cornfed 62. With 16 minutes left. All right, Boggs lining up for Cornfed and Fox and Mad is jamming for Lansing. Boggs getting forced to recycle to the back. Foxing trying to push this corn-fed tripod forward, getting a little bit stuck. Boggs establishing lead jammer with a baseball slide, which meant that the two Lansing blockers were able to recycle in front of her to slow her down, but now she is fully out of the pack and coming around as your lead jammer. Fox and Mad still being held by one-hit Wanda, trying to get past her to get out. Boggs re-entering the pack again, getting pushed to the outside, forced to recycle. Toxic Shock thought she might have gotten a track cut, and she did. Boggs will be reporting to the penalty box on that track cut. Fox and Mad had taken off the jammer panty, which means she will not be able to establish herself as lead jammer. Fox and Mad coming around on a scoring pass as Boggs waits in the penalty box to be released. Fox and Mad approaching the pack. Everything's a little bit tangled up over there. Fox and Mad trying to pull this pack apart. Takes a little bit of a tumble, but is able to stay in bounds. Boggs has re-entered the pack and quickly got through it. And I don't know if she had the star on when she got through it, so she might not have been able to score points if she didn't have the star on when she got through. I don't know. I couldn't see. So Boggs coming through again, but that time I know she had the star on her head and was able to score those 4 points. Foxen also coming through for 4 points of her own as both packs are trying to kind of get their bearings and figure out what's happening. Boggs taking a hit to the back, and I think that was Toxic Shock literally doing a flip after a big hit. That was, I don't think I've ever done a somersault on the ground while playing derby. That was beautiful. I am not that flexible. I never was. Score is 179 Lansing to 73 Cornfed. All right, Rogue is jamming for Cornfed, and it looks like Slam Cakes for Lansing Roller Derby. Slam Cakes getting a penalty and headed to the penalty box. So this will be a power jam for Cornfed and for Rogue, who asks her blockers for a little bit of offensive help. Trying to find some space. Zigging and zagging to the inside to establish herself as lead jammer while Slam Cakes waits in the penalty box. So this is a great opportunity for Cornfed on this power jam to score some points here. For those of you just tuning in, we are at the end of, towards the end of the Lansing Cornfed Roller Derby game. We will be taking a break when this game is over, and we will be having a game from Chicago-style roller derby in Cape Girardeau, which is supposed to start at 2, but considering that there are 12 minutes left in this game and it's already 1:45, I do not think it's starting at 2. So I would assume that those of you who are tuning in for Chicago and Cape Girardeau, then you will probably be looking around 2:30 or 2:45. In the meantime, we are finishing our third game of the tournament right now with Cornfed and Lansing. Cornfed, looks like Daisy Doom jamming for Cornfed. Slam Cakes started the jam in the penalty box and is just now coming out of the penalty box. We'll be doing a little bit of jammer interaction here as Slam Cakes coming around. Daisy deciding to call the jam. $179 to 77 is the current score. Again, if you're just joining in, do not forget to like and subscribe Derby Date Night on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We try to give you the best of live streaming roller derby from Indiana, and maybe someday more than Indiana, but for right now, we stay pretty local because Derby Date Night means we usually leave the kids at home. This weekend, we've only left one kid at home to take care of the dog. The other kid is on one of our cameras, and we really appreciate him for doing that. Boggs is jamming for Cornfed, and Andy Wardall is jamming for Lansing. Andy taking a hit to the outside, but is able to re-enter because the blocker who hit her also went out. Boggs entering the pack on her first scoring pass as Andy comes through to try and score points of her own, but Boggs calls the jam before Andy is able to score any points. $179 Lansing, 81 Cornfed. The winner of this game will go on to play Rock at 4 o'clock, and the loser of this game will play Louisville tonight at 8 o'clock. Rogue quickly establishing herself as lead jammer. And that looks like Sarah Sasson. Such a good Derby name. My actual name is Sarah, and I'm really sad that I didn't think of a name like that because that's pretty cool. Sarah is not able to score any points, but Rogue calls the jam after scoring some points and giving a thumbs up to the crowd. 179 to 85. We are under 10 minutes left in this game while we pause for, I think, track repair. All right, 9 minutes and 25 seconds left in this game. The score is 179 to 85. Daisy Doom lining up for Cornfed, and I think that's Herderino for Lansing. Herderino trying to stretch that pack out while Daisy Doom's going to be recycled to the back here. Lots of whistles blowing. Yep, I thought so. Daisy was recycled and tried to come in, but came in just a little bit in front of the hips of the Lansing skater. And so because she didn't fully go behind them, she will be sent to the penalty box. Herderino trying to find some offensive help from her teammates. Has to get around US Amy, and Adderall is able to do so. A little bit off balance, but finds that balance again and resets and is coming around on a scoring pass. While Cornfed is resetting, trying to figure out their strategy. A little bit of offensive help that she's getting there from her teammate. Is able to find some space on the outside. Gets around Karmakazi to score 4 points. Daisy Doom coming out of the penalty box. Deciding to play a little bit of defense as she enters the pack, trying to go up the middle as Herderino is going around the outside. Getting a little bit tangled up here. Is able to tiptoe around and get around for those 4 points. Great job by Amy pushing the jammer out to the outside, forcing them to recycle. Daisy Doom also getting recycled by Jarmageddon from Lansing. Score currently 191 to 85. Herderino finding that space to get through the pack to grab those 4 points. Daisy really just trying to push through this strong tripod of Lansing blockers. The jam ends. $195 to 85. We've got 7 minutes left in this game. I think that's Grizz for Cornfed and Slam Cakes for Lansing. Slam Cakes is your lead jammer for Lansing. Grizz is working her way through, trying to find space here. Slam Cakes taking a hit to the inside, being forced to recycle while Grizz comes around. Although Slam Cakes is still the lead jammer, Grizz is coming through on a scoring pass here. Grizz tiptoeing through. However, track cut was called on Slam Cakes, and Slam Cakes will be reporting to the penalty box. Grizz, getting forced to recycle here, is asking for some offensive help from her blockers so that Cornfed can take advantage of this power jam. This jam will go the full 2 minutes. There's 1 minute left in this jam, 5 minutes left in the period. Grizz pushing through, has 2 blockers from Lansing to get through. A no pack is called, and but then the pack reformed, and so even though Grizz got through, it not able to. One hit Wanda coming in to provide a little bit of offensive help to Grizz. Grizz has got one skater to get past, pushing, trying to pull that pack out as much as they can, hoping that a no pack will be called, but the pack just continues to reform closer and closer, and looks like Grizz is finally through as Slam Cakes comes out of the penalty box and is pushed to the outside. Score 195-89. Slam Cakes trying to push through, has to get past one last Cornfed blocker, is able to do so as Grizz enters the pack, sweeping to the outside, trying to get past, it looks like 2 Lansing blockers as Slam Cakes coming around. The jam ends 199-89 with less than 5 minutes left in this game. 199 means no corn joke yet. We're 1 point away from another corn joke. Timeout has been called by Lansing. Should I do a preemptive corn joke? No preemptive corn jokes? We're so close. But we'll wait. We'll wait till we get above 200 for a corn joke. Adam says there's always time for a corn joke. That is very true. You know what, Adam? I'm going to indulge you and give you a corn joke because I've run out of other things to talk about at this point. So, what is the favorite game of a corn cob? I don't know if I like this pun, so you guys might have a better answer than this one, but it's bahusketball. Bahusketball? I don't know. I don't know about that one. That was pretty corny. Regardless, we have got Fox and Mad for Lansing and Boggs for Cornfed Roller Derby. Fox and Mad established as lead jammer, but Boggs is literally right behind her. The pack is deciding to speed this one up. And it is a race to see who can get to the pack first because that pack is going as fast as they can. Fox and Mad and Boggs are right next to each other. Boggs starting to score some points as she's passing some Lansing skaters. Fox and Mad trying to also pass some Cornfed skaters, seeing if she can also get some points. Boggs, I'm noticing, is getting pushed to the outside. Fox and Mad was able to get through. Boggs taking a second to reset and reevaluate things. Boggs is also through. Fox and Mad entering the pack again on another scoring pass, getting pushed to the outside. So slowed down just a little bit. That pack is getting a little stretched out and mushed up, so everybody's kind of resetting to figure out what's going on. Boggs finding space on the outside to come through to score another 4 points. Boggs is definitely playing to the crowd today. Fox and Mad coming. They're both just like, this is just watching them kind of take the 4 points here, 4 points here. This has been high scoring for both teams. As Lansing is now at 210, Cornfed just hit the 100 mark. So we have got at least one more corn joke coming our way. Score being currently 214 to 100. We have under 3 minutes left in this game. Great job by both jammers and all those blockers. That was a fun one. I think that's one of the fastest jams I've seen from this game. The Circle City game was super fast. This one has been slow up until now. Things are starting to speed up a little bit now. All right, time for some corn jokes because we have hit another 50 points. The corn cob, why do they stop talking? Well, why does your announcer, if I was a corn cob, why does your announcer stop talking? Tired of fielding too many questions. Oh, but And it's no surprise the corn cob gets lost. You know why? Come on, you got this one. Because she lives in a large maze. That was a good one. That one was worth it. I liked it. All right, Smarty Cakes is jamming for Lansing, getting pushed to the outside, and Rogue jamming for Cornfed, pushed to the inside, but then dives to the outside and establishes herself as lead jammer. Smarty Cakes looking for some offensive help from her blockers as that pack is just a little bit mushed up. Rogue enters the pack on a scoring pass, hits that pack hard, and is able to break that apart to score 4 points. Slam Cake still trying to find that space. Rogue coming around again on another scoring pass. Slam Cakes is free of the pack and will now be coming around on her own scoring pass. And that jam ends. 2:15 Lansing, 1:10 Cornfed with 1 minute left. Talk about a good match. Nice, love it. We have, did I say 1 minute? 35 seconds left in the period, so this will likely be the last jam of this game. The winner of this game, if it is Lansing, will be playing at 4 o'clock against Rock. And tomorrow, you'll be looking at Louisville playing Cornfed. No, today. Louisville playing Cornfed at 8 p.m. tonight. So both of these teams will play again. Lansing at 4 o'clock and Cornfed at 8 o'clock. Thank you for your patience with us as we have dealt with a few technical issues. Herderino is lead jammer for Lansing in this last jam as the period clock runs out. This will be the last one. Addie was started as the pivot and is now your jammer for Cornfed. Herderino coming around to score 4 points, calling the jam. Unofficial score of 219 to 110. That will be a victory for Lansing. Great job to both teams. We will be taking a short break before we return with our fourth game of the day and the first game for Chicago-style roller derby and Cape Girardeau. We're looking forward to seeing how things go with those teams. So that game will be starting probably in about 30 minutes. So we'll take a short break, hopefully fix our technical difficulties, and be back with you in just a bit with more jokes and more derby.